that was taught to me how to keep our milks uh, cold, but it's kind of risky. Um, you have to either be on a top bunk or ask a top bunk inmate, and if they're near a hang down cold AC drum vent with spaced um, circular openings, and you stuff it in there, and it keeps the milk cold for the next time you want it. So it's like the jailhouse fridge, but it's
Yeah.
really only shit. It's really only specific for the warehouse because in the medical pods, I don't think I saw anyone do that because I was in the medical pod before, much smaller um, inmate community, but still, woods, Chicanos, Pisces, uh,
Yeah.
and whatnot. And that's where I ended up having to be a temporary torpedo, even though I was only staying for 2 weeks. Apparently, the head at the time he was close to getting released, but he was a fucking jackass and a chode, and he was big. I'm 120 pounds, 5'10", 5'11" in the morning,
Yeah.
and I couldn't fight him. I would have to get lucky to kick his knee in order to win. I'd have to cripple him, and I didn't want to risk it. And I was like, do I really have to be your temporary torpedo? I don't remember his name because I'm only here for fucking 2 weeks. And he was like, yeah, or I'm gonna beat your fucking ass and still make you. I was like, motherfucker.
Dang.
So that was an interesting experience to learn and go through. It was literally a crash course.
Shit.
I've never been in a lot of real fights in my life because I was the quiet kid. People stay away from the quiet kid.
Yeah.
I'm just antisocial and shy. That's how I am. But anyways, um, so I got. I was gonna say I didn't really get beat up, but I did get beat up, but I still got my debt collections, which what mattered.
Yeah.
Because if I got my ass beat and didn't get debt collection, then I get my ass beat even more by the head and whoever else he wants to bring into the fucking bathroom.
Yeah. For real, dude.
So that was not a fun trip. Um, I hated being mean, especially like there was this one inmate who was doing short time, less than a year. He was doing like a few months, and he got debt pretty quick. And and I was told to go to get rough with him, not to say, hey, you need to pay up within so and so, or I have to come back and you and I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Um, Apparently his was so bad I had to get it when I saw him, and the dude was just terrified of jail. Like he had a front, but like me being me and nice and empathetic, and I'm like, dude, how the fuck did you do this? You're new. He's like, I don't know, man. It's like I thought like it was all for free. I'm like, dude, if this was prison, you'd be dead,
Yeah.
or
For
you're
real.
or or you would be bouncing belt buckles right now. Because in prison, if you take that candy on the pillow, you have to pay for it or you got to suck their dick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're lucky this isn't prison, but jail isn't any easier either. And I'm like, how much do you fucking know? And he was like, oh, $150 in commissary. I'm like, oh
Jeez.
my God, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, what did you ask for? He's like, oh, I asked for soda and candy and like all the fucking expensive shit. Oh no. So So I got close to him, like, dude, I hate to do this, but you and I have to go to the bathroom for 5 minutes. And you have to give me whatever commissary you have to the closest amount to the the 150 that you owe. And he was like, really? I'm like, yeah, or else I'm getting fucking beat up. And yeah, that was not fun. That
Yeah,
felt
bro.
really fucking bad. And um I was expecting him to like, not really put up a fight, but he was a sport about it, and he got me really good a few times. Glad you put up the fight because I was really worried you were just gonna let me beat your ass and
Yeah.
just and take your fucking debt.
Yeah, dude, for real.
um, yeah, lots of interesting experiences. I got this dude show me how to pop one of the outlets or circuits to light something that's smoking there, but it was risky because it was the medical pod. Um, since it's Arizona, it was Durango. There was a lot of strays, so sometimes a kitten or like a young cat would get into the. For some reason, they had a small like backyard for us to view, like as if that's going to make us happy. And sometimes cats would get there, and I'd feed them milk or whatnot and stuff. Uh, and then I was out of commissary that was given to me for free, like it double checked. I'm like, hey, I don't owe you, correct? He's like, no, you're not gonna fucking come see me at night, are you? He was like, no. One motherfucker did, and that was a terrifying wake up call. And
Yeah.
luckily, my roommate had my back because the dude he was black and 6'3", probably like 210 pounds, and I was totally perplexed as why he was waking me up. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, is he about to fucking rape me right now? This is jail, not prison. There's no way this is happening to me right now. But before anything could happen, I yell, I was like, yo, what the fuck you doing? And my bunkie above me and the below across from me woke up, and I told him like, yo, this dude trying to fucking do something to me. This was at night, and we have no doors in our individual cells. So they took him in, and they just started jumping in and beating on him, and I kept on lookout.
Yeah.
That was close call. And then just my luck, I ended up getting released or scheduled for release the next day. And I cockingly, is that even a word? In a very cocky manner, I saw him when I was leaving. I'm like, "You're not gonna get me again tonight. I'm out of here, bro." And when I shared that to to one of my other friends that I know across states that did hard time, he's like, "I'm absolutely shocked you said that because he could have gotten in contact with people where you moved to and gotten you fucked up." And I'm like, "Wait, no way." So I sat there and thought for a second. I'm like, "Oh shit, you're right."
Yeah. Damn, dude.
So that was like another mistake that I look back on. I'm like, God damn, Austin, you're stupid. But I also kind of chuckle because I was just ecstatic to get the fuck out.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I would be too.
Yeah, I was upset though. They woke me up at 3 a.m. I was like so tired. I'm like, really? They're like, Austin Mercer, get the fuck up. You're going home. I was like, what? They're like, yo, Austin, get up. You're going home. I'm like, oh shit. They moved me from the warehouse, or not warehouse, from the pod to some other. I think it was the holding tank or part of the horseshoe where we dress out of the stripes and get our street clothes that we came back in.
Yeah, bro. Damn. Donny, what you know about that?
Hopefully, he
Oh
never
God.
learns about it.
Yeah. Donny's like, yeah, I want to go to jail.
Fuck no. Fuck
Ah.
no.
Well, I've just been sharing my experiences and lessons that I've learned well after the fact that I did the act.
Yeah.
But at least now I know exactly what to look out for if I ever go back to jail or ever end up going back downtown to the block homeless area. It's pretty fucking sick what Arizona did. So when I was homeless on and off at first, from what was it? What year was it when I was 18? God, I hate math. Was it 1993 takeaway 2010? Yeah, I forgot how to do it. Okay, so it's 2010. I was 17. Uh, at that time, I think I was already at my second time dropped out of my senior year. I got sidetracked again. God damn it, dude. Fuck. Now I got so much shit to do every day. Can't keep a single thought in my damn head. Oh yeah, but anyways, I was sharing all the stupid things I did as a kid, Shadow, and what I like to tell other younger people I run into online and become gaming friends with, like you, is use me as an example as not what the fuck to do when you get older. And it's I don't know if your parents have said this, but every parent does at one point. Mine have all the time. They're like, "You're not as smart as you think you are," because at one point in time, I was just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I first started getting to underage drinking, it was strictly social, only at parties. Other than that, I never touched it, except when I started to get more ballsy and adventurous. My mom had Crown Royal, and for some fucking reason, after her shower, I go straight downstairs in my towel. I'm like, I'm gonna try this, and I take a huge swig. And I'm like, oh, I regret this so bad.
What were you drinking?
Crown Royal
Oh shit.
original. Yeah, that was her like one of her really favorites when she used to drink. She can't right now because of probation, but these days it's here and there, and like wine, like Moscato,
Yeah.
or or if she's with her friend or something, margaritas and some shit. Bloody Marys. I knew she used to like Bloody Marys when she was a waitress in Wisconsin. I think we lived in Chicago too for a short period, or like not Chicago, but a place in Wisconsin maybe called Chicago. Because I always keep thinking we actually lived in Chicago at one point. Anyways, it was her and I for like the longest time until she met my stepfather when we moved here. She was a waitress at a restaurant called Diamond Dave's, and she'd take me there to work. She knew the chef, I knew the chef. I'd get free food as much as I want, and as many virgin Bloody Marys as I wanted because I loved them so much because the cherries and shit.
Yeah. Bloody Marys are good.
I still have yet to watch Cocaine Bear. I'll have to watch that sometime. My friend's server.
They had a cherry. Wait, they had a cherry on a fucking Bloody Mary.
Yeah, the Virgin kids version.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah, when she would go to work or she would have to take me when she couldn't find a babysitter, I would sit in one of the booths in a far off, empty, non-busy area, most of the time close to the kitchen because that's where the chef and she knew him. Blah blah blah, and I'd get hot dogs in a blanket, just mini corn dogs, French fries, and Virgin Bloody Marys.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Because the cherries, the sweet drink, and the stick for the cherries was a little plastic sword, and I was poking holes still at the time, so I loved poking holes and shit.
That's funny, dude.
Um,
Donny, what you know about the
anyway,
Bloody Marys?
he
No.
should. Isn't the drinking age lower in Australia?
No, it's 18. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
18.
that's lower. 18 here in the
Donnie's only
States.
fucking 13.
What? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was 15.
Nah.
Nope.
Okay, so there's one thing I have to bring up that I consider my bane. For some reason, I do nothing. They just gravitate towards me. Uh, People like Shadow who are 13 or like young teens that are running to in gaming. Like the one kid I used to play with a lot in Destiny 2 before I had to quit the game because I couldn't run it anymore. Um, nice kids, but I'm just like, I'm too old for this. It's very bad looking to have me playing with all these kids online. It doesn't look right, especially now that I'm fucking 30. But the kid I played with Destiny 2 on, I think I brought it up at one point. I talked to his mom and stuff. I actually got to like know them on a real personal level. The poor kid was going through a lot of stuff because apparently like his mom kept going back to his like abuser ex-father or boyfriend, and he was fucking smart. And I'm like, dude, you're part of the new generation that's going to do really well and hopefully make things better for the economy than my generation did. Because like he was smart, but he was just not confident in himself and like having troubles at home. But he saw like the truth, and that his mom was blinded by the lies that the abuser was doing. But the kid saw everything because he was the third party perspective, and he was telling me like, man, my mom doesn't see this, that he's doing this and that, and I'm like, the best thing you can do if she'll listen to you is bring it up. I know you're a kid still, and parents and kids, they don't really like to listen on advice. But if you bring it up, then she might take into consideration. And then she got kind of protective and curious, like, who are you talking to? She's like, oh, my friends. And I was like, hey, if she wants to talk to me, I can talk to her. So it set her at ease that I'm not some fucking weird predator trying to groom this fucking kid. So I talked to her, get to know her and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, your kid's really great and whatnot, but he's worried about you and stuff. Not trying to reveal that. He just dumped a tons of personal information on my lap. But I was like, yeah, you might want to talk to him. Um, but eventually, when I quit Destiny 2 and I kept trying periodically to see if I could run it later on, and um, he stopped getting a hold of me. So I hope he's doing okay. I see him on every now and then on Revo 6, Siege. I can run that, but I haven't played it since my birthday. Fucking I bought that game on my birthday money, and the fifth match I'm in, I cheater DDoSes the whole fucking lobby. All of her ping shoot up to like 300 plus. So I'm like,
Oh,
I'll just exit the game, and I'm assuming it's going to be fixed. Nope, it's still the same. So I had to literally reset my uh, modem slash router. Cox calls it a panoramic thing, and then it worked. So I made the review. And I'm like, my first few matches within hours of getting this game, we got DDoSed, and the developer actually replied. Actually, let me pull it up. I had a good time. It was a learning experience too because I watched that game played a lot, so I wanted to get it for a long time. And
wait, which game?
Rainbow Six Siege,
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I have it.
I can run that at
Hey, that's one of the games that you bought for me, Donny. I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I I last played it July 31st, 2021. I got 21 hours in it. Um, so I wrote, got the game the day before my, oh, I got the game before my birthday around my fifth or 10th quick play match. Someone on my team or the other team started to DDoS the lobby, and all their ping shot up to over 100 plus. And after that match, it stayed that way, so I had to literally unplug my started to stuff. LOL, really? And then let's see what the developer said. I think they said something like report it next time or something along those lines. But when I was playing this game, I was getting over 100 FPS on this little toaster. I don't remember the settings, but I know there was some medium in there. Ah, here it is. So the developer goes, "Hey there, I'm extremely sorry to hear about this incident you encountered in Rainbow Six Siege. I fully understand how frustrating it can be encountering DDoSing in game. But, excuse me. I apologize for the inconvenience. Moving forward, please do not hesitate to report these players." Oh, see, I don't know who the player was, so that's why I was like, "That's how can I report them if I don't know who it was?" Including details, videos, and screenshots. Oh, there's a couple times too when everybody was loading into the match. They were yelling at me saying I have a hard drive. I'm like, no, I'm on SSD. It's just that with how I don't really know how the game works with Rainbow Six Siege, but I don't always load extremely fast with the SSD. It kind of varies, but I just had to chuckle. I'm like, no, man, I'm on a hard drive. Like, you better get prepared to get wrecked by me playing on a 2010 Office PC. I always like to boast and taunt that in like games like Rainbow Six Siege competitors or competitor FPS games because in general you think it'd be hard for me to run, but me throughout my self-teaching years I can get it to work. But surprisingly, six was at the time when I was playing really optimized. Um, I always chuckle when I get a lot of kills. I'm like, you guys lost to me playing on a 2010 Office toaster. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, dude. Have you been playing it a lot?
No, last time I played Rainbow Six Siege, I'm raising my voice, I'm talking too loud, was July 31st, 2021.
Uh,
There's a few choices that I want to try playing right now. I just don't know which one to pick. Um, or was it? Oh, I have Fallout 3 on Epic. Wolfenstein: The New Order. It was playable, but the frame rate and the timing graph. I didn't have fraps, so I'm just assuming based on like the performance, it was just too much for me to deal with. It
yeah.
was playable. It was just not very fun. I was really bummed, but I got to the part like maybe quarter away of the game where I was like, okay, gotta quit. I got Borderlands 3 on Epic. Can't run it sadly. I get like 10 FPS on everything low. I was so bummed because I wanted to play that dude who has a companion, like a pet companion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember his name. All my Borderlands knowledge are the older titles. Oh, World War Z Game of the Year edition. I played that for a while. That's kind of fun.
Baldur's Gate 2, you said?
World War Z Game of the Year
Oh,
edition on Epic.
nice.
It, yeah, co-op zombie shooter. Oh, I have Control, and one of I think it was the latest NVIDIA driver I got from my GT 1030. The updates applied to that series, and some of the fixes were involving the game Control. So maybe I might be able to play it because I could play it on really low. The frames weren't very good, and the average overall was pretty shitty FPS wise. Hmm, Fuck, so many choices and so little space. I could put it on my. What's up?
I'm watching this fucking child predator fucking video, and this dude's lying through his fucking teeth, saying that he was the child's father, even though he wasn't.
Ah,
See, like, if I was ever a sick fuck on the lowest fucking level of the totem pole of a scumbag, I can't find the words because my brain's fried. If I was someone like that, I would just own up to it because there's no way you're fucking lying out of that when you got cameras in your fucking face and being confronted by all this information that
yeah.
you thought was secret. I always have to laugh and like at the ones that try to play dumb.
I
It's
know,
like
right? There's so many.
just own up to it. Like if you can't, like my mom said, and a lot of my elders, if you can't do the crime, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And that specific crime is going to make sure you die in prison.
Literally, fuck. Like, they'll get fucked up by other people in prison. 100%.
Oh yeah, because I believe I don't know the percent, but I'm gonna assume 90%. That's me being gracious. Of pedos get killed in jail
Oh
Yeah,
shortly
yeah,
after
definitely.
arriving.
for sure.
But like like bikers and like other murderers and shit like that, the pedals will get fucking taken out straight away.
Oh yeah, because somehow in prison they get your it's not a rap sheet, but your information of like what you're in here for and whatnot. I don't know how they get that shit. I'm assuming from corrupt prison guards because I never experienced that in jail. Granted, I only stayed for 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to bring up, I met this kinfolk OG, and I was bored. And even though I was in jail, being nice doesn't really get you anywhere and makes you more of a target than anything. I just trying to talk to the guy because he just arrived, and I noticed he had a huge ring on his finger still. And I'm like, "Hey, kinfolk, you mind me asking, how do you still have a ring?" He's like, "It's a tooth breaker. They couldn't take it off, so they let me keep it."
Damn,
I
dude.
was, I was like, "What the fuck?" Apparently, that tooth breaker, he was huge. They couldn't get it off. I'm assuming they spent a long time, and I was shocked that they just allowed him to keep it on
Damn.
and not cut it off. I'm assuming they didn't cut it off because it was probably some type of metal and not wood.
Yeah.
So I started asking him more questions, and he was like, very quick and snappy, "Shut the fuck up, leave me alone. I just want to do my time." I'm like, "Okay, kinfolk, I'm sorry," and I went the other way.
Yeah.
I am not about to experience what a toothbreaker feels like, let alone from the big kinfolk.
Yeah.
Hi, Toto. Oh yeah. Now that I can use my smart TV, I can use my first generation Wii. I totally
Hell
forgot
yeah,
about
dude.
that.
The
Actually, I
Wii
should
is
double
fun.
check. I just wish I had a means to mod it so I can play emulators on it. I'm assuming it's just software. Actually, let me write this down before I forget. Because if it's just software, I can probably do it myself. Because I did that to my PSP. I gave it I think it's called FrostWire custom firmware Infinity, so you don't have to update it, and it allows you to overclock the CPU and all kinds of other crazy shit. And
Nice.
I put a Game Boy Advance emulator on it, but I need to get it fixed or my UMD case is replaced. Because when I play a game, it makes a terrible noise. Forgot what I was going to do again. right down. Oh yeah, it's TV. TV. Yeah, How to Catch a Predator is a classic, and then there's this old show that I would watch sometimes when I would end up staying up late during my high school days. It was cheaters, and they would confront the cheaters, like the I think it was mostly females that would confront the males, and they would all record it and stuff. And it was basically Mari, but like cops, but with cheaters.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Came on,
with fucking Joey Greco and fucking
yes.
yeah,
Came on
fucking
real,
that other
yeah,
guy too.
it came on really late.
It's like tonight on Cheaters.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was doing security. I used to have a post that like they had cable TV like in the guard shack. Like it was like
Oh,
actual
that's
cable and shit.
oh,
And
where do you watch the monitors?
yeah, like there was no monitors. I was just guarding like a gate entrance
Oh,
to
okay, I
like
gotcha.
a big ass like Hilton complex or some Hilton fucking housing. I don't know what the fuck it was. Like some like fancy ass housing, but
Like a
like
school resource officer that stands in front of the gate.
yeah, no, we didn't even have to stand, dude. We just flipped the switch from inside.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like it was like a guard shack that was like enclosed and had like a heater and air conditioning and fucking cable TV.
Oh,
We
like
had like
paying
our
for
own.
parking.
Yeah, dude, we had our own bathroom. Like it was a huge guard shack. I remember that. I used
That's
to watch
cool.
Cheater. 'Cause I used to do the night shift, so like Cheaters would come on at like 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was back in like 2015.
When did it start? Because I remember watching it in high school.
I remember too, like at that guard post is when I started watching Impractical Jokers.
Wait, hold on. Can you do the math? I was born in 1993. What age would I have been as a freshman? 14 or 15? Because I know in eighth grade in NA, it's usually 14 or
I
15,
can't
then they
do
go to high
math
school.
right now.
Same. I'll try the calculator. 1993, take grade, 15. I want a new brain, the brain damage I've taken has just shot my memory.
Shit.
Take 2015, especially my short term. Okay, so I did the math wrong. 1993, 2015. Oh, wait, no, that's right. I was 22 because I did 1993 take away 2015. Oh, yeah, I'm looking for freshman year. Damn it, you fucking retard. 1993. Fuck, what year was he? Fuck, I gotta ask my mom on this one. Damn it, she's already gone to work. Fucking no, just Google it. Speaking of grade school, I had a very hot fifth grade teacher named Miss
Dude, me
Iona.
too. A fifth
I mean,
grade teacher.
she was like what is it, Twisted Sister, hot for teacher?
Yeah, dude. ours was too, dude. My dad used to she used to have us line up to give us a hug before we came in every day, right? And
Mm.
my dad got in line to get a hug from her, and she gave him one,
um,
even though my dad's married
there's
and shit.
there was two more teachers that were quote unquote devious with the students. One was named Miss Chacon. She was Hispanic, thick, curvy, huge bust,
Ooh.
and she dissed me one day in class. I was talking about the huge soft dice balls that you can put in your car over the review
Oh
mirror.
yeah.
And I was talking about it and I brought it up, and she's like, "You wish your balls were that big, Austin." And everybody just lost their shit.
Ah,
I was like, I can't believe she just did that.
Oh fuck, dude! Just got fucking violated by a teacher.
Yeah, that was like fourth or sixth grade, one of the betweens, and then the last one, she wasn't. I don't think she was a slut, but she would wear pants that could be seen through with the correct light. She was always wearing G-string.
nah. I used to have a sexist fucking teacher, in middle school. I think it was in sixth or seventh grade, and dude, I swear to God, this bitch preferred the women in the class over the men. Like,
Oh, I
let's
had
say
Probably
a girl would tell you to shut up, and you tell her to shut up back, and she'd get mad at you.
yeah.
And then
ah.
I know she was fucking falsely grading my papers because I stole one of her papers to cheat, and I cheated on the test. And
And she still
she
fucked
still
you
said I
over.
got a couple wrong, and I was like, no, I didn't. Like I didn't say it then, but I told her later. I was like, I cheated on most of those tests. I know you were grading me wrong. She's like, she just looked all stupid and shit. But but yeah, she'd be all friendly with the with the girls in the class, but the guys, she was a dick to. And I remember I asked people later on, when we grew up, in our 20s, which is fucking 12 years ago. But I was like, yo, do you remember that bitch, Miss Kemp, right? From middle school. Do you ever get out vibe that she was really sexist? And all the dudes that were in the class that I talked to were like, oh, dude, hell yeah. Totally.
I don't think I ever knew a sexist teacher, but there were two teachers that were having a what's the word between two married couples, but with another person that
I mean, that fair?
yeah, an affair. They're having an
God
affair,
damn.
and by the time I was out of that school, and I believe I finished high school, they ended up getting married.
Dang.
Yeah, and then what else did I? There were some crazy other things I grades. Um, well, other than the hot teacher, my math
Other just
teacher.
other than the
So-
hot teacher, just the math teacher now.
I'm trying to pick some good ones because a lot of crazy shit happened, and most of the time I have a hard time. But my math teacher, sixth or seventh grade, Mr. Shinsky, and at the time I had a mop head. Hair, my bangs are past my nose. Now that I got long hair, it's even far longer, but I don't wear it like. Anyways, I'm digressing. He was so such. He was a very nice man to the degree that he said, Austin, if you can learn your basic times tables from ones to whatever it was, I'm going to buy you the new Metroid Nintendo DS game for your Nintendo DS.
The fuck?
And and I failed, but since I tried and attempted, he still got it for me.
God
Hell yeah, dude.
damn, you got one of the best teachers, dude. Holy shit.
He's one of those teachers that jokes before class starts. Like say you have him for homeroom. In my grade school, you have a homeroom teacher and then different teachers for the other classes. Um, I think I might have had him for homeroom or it was for math. can't remember. Could have been both. But he would start the mornings with jokes and gags, and he would. Um, there's one day he showed us his alarm for his wife, and it's a big blaring alarm for like maybe like a nuke coming, and it says, "Warning, it's the wife. Do not pick up the phone."
Yeah.
And he would also arm wrestle any student that asked to arm wrestle him. And at the time, obviously no one could beat him, but there was one student, his name was Fett, and even at fifth or sixth or seventh grade, wherever this happened, he was over 6'2" and
Holy fuck.
over, I'm assuming over 150. He was a big, big guy, and he gave Mr. Shinsky a little run. Mr. Shinsky still won, but he was the only student to ever like make him kind of try.
Yeah. Dude, I also
Um,
had a teacher that I think was like a predator.
oh,
Fuck.
Like
Oh fuck.
in
thank
like
you.
fourth grade, bro. Mr. Hoff,
You
dude,
reminded
right?
me. I
Dude,
had a teacher that was grooming students as their teacher pets.
damn. But
Huh?
dude, like
It was all
this
females.
this
It was a
dude,
male teacher grooming females.
damn. This teacher though, like Mr. Hoff, dude, like I remember like I never saw anything really suspect like throughout the whole year, but the last day of school, bro, he's like, everyone, dog pile, right?
Ugh.
And
Mm-hmm.
he takes like a girl student like under him during the dog pile.
Oh fucking
Ooh,
ugh.
And like, dude, like, cause I saw it, dude, cause I was like one of the last dudes to pile on, cause I didn't want to get buried. And
yeah.
um, and then we found out like that year he like moved to like fucking like Ohio or something. And like I was
Oh
talking
fuck.
with
Of
one of my
course.
friends like a few weeks ago, and he's like, "Hey, you remember Mr. Hoff?" And then one of my friends like, "Yeah, didn't he fucking like move away because like sexual allegations?" And like we were all laughing about it. I think we think he did like move because of that shit. And dude, everyone was happy in that dog pile that got up, even the ones that got buried, except for that one chick, dude. She was crying.
Oh, I bet.
She
Yeah,
was
I was
crying, dude.
fucking clear.
Thank,
Oh
And like,
shit, dude.
yeah,
yeah, thanks for bringing that up because I meant to bring up mine. I think it was fourth or fifth grade. He was my homeroom teacher and the head dude who worked the Dare Club back in the day.
yeah, I remember Dare.
And the difference with this one, there was archery part of it for some reason, and I never took the Dare Club serious at the time. I didn't care. I was a kid. I knew my parents smoked weed, but I wasn't doing it. I didn't smoke weed
I
until
don't remember
my
it being a Dare.
freshman or
All
sophomore
all I
year.
remember from Dare is like this like lesbian cop like Miss Thompson used to come and she always used to tell us she was a lesbian too. That's what I said, but she she used to come and like do Dare. Like she's like a police officer that like come to classroom and
Yeah,
like
they
teach
did that
about
to
the Dare
us.
program. But I never heard of the
Hmm.
club though.
Well, probably for like our case, it was special, or maybe because it was Arizona. I don't really know, but
Yeah,
I don't think I took part of the archery club because I don't really remember. I do kind of vaguely remember thinking that if I joined, I would end up shooting him in the heroin accident or something.
yeah,
Um, but obviously Dare failed in the end. As I got older, I'm like, hey, anybody remember Dare? And somebody told me,
dude.
yeah, it got shut down because it failed hardcore.
Dude, because like they were telling everyone that like weed was like deadly, and like
Yeah, and that's all because of one
they would
dude.
like make you believe that like if you smoke this, like you might be going to the hospital, like
But
No.
weed,
like
Fuck.
illegal weed back then, and the the scare tactics are just hilarious.
yeah, it was all scared. That whole program was just scare tactics.
Um, but the math teacher that I was talking about, he had all female student pets or student assistants,
Oh,
and he would have them, the chicks, give him shoulder massages when he was grading paperwork and we had free time or shit.
Ah.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely fucking predator, dude. Fucking smack his balls and cut his dick off.
And this dude was married and had kids, and I always hated him because there was one day I was legitimately feeling very sick, and I'm like, Mister, I'm trying to remember his name, but I can't. Mister whatever fuckface. I need to go outside or to the nurse. I'm gonna vomit. He's like, no, you can wait until school's over because I think that was like school's almost over or something maybe. He gave me some reason why I couldn't go. I'm like, I really need to go. He was like, no, get back to work. So I try to hold it down, and then it just worse and worse. I'm like, I need to go outside and puke in the bin. He said no again, and then a huge wave comes up. I'm like, fuck this. I'm getting up, and I storm out and just puke my guts out.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, fuck. We all had one fucking teacher that's always fucking annoying and just
Oh,
disagrees.
that made me remember something funny. One of my female teachers that I went to for subjects. One day she flipped her shit. She snapped, yelled at all the boys in the class to wear deodorant because she's tired of smelling strong bo.
Dude, that's
Well,
And
what
fucking
do you fucking
hilarious.
expect?
I'm like, yeah. Like I look back and I'm like, what did you expect? We were like fourth or fifth grade.
That's
Like,
fucking funny, dude.
what do you fucking expect? Like,
And what's
seriously,
even
everyone's gonna
funnier,
fucking
she's
go.
like, put on fucking 2, 3, or even fucking 4 layers. I'm tired of it.
Well, why don't you just go fucking spray the room something smell it like, fucking bitch?
This is so
That
funny.
shit's funny, bro.
And then one of my favorite teachers was because of her entire classroom was a zoo. She had like tarantulas, snakes,
Ooh.
all kinds
Ooh.
of like cool, like exotic pets. I guess you could claim them exotic.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one fucking stole them.
Um, I hated my science teacher, and for the longest time I thought he was gay because he had a pretty, very shiny and pointy. He had a very pretty, shiny face and a pointy nose, and
He
like the way
probably
he,
was gay.
I think he was married, but at the time I was still really young, and I just thought he was gay, but I just wasn't really sure. One day I got him really pissed off, and he did something illegal. He forced me to chew paper until it turned to paste and spit it out.
What? Why?
Yeah, that's illegal in the state of Arizona
But
without
why?
parents' consent.
What the
I
fuck
did
even
some
is that?
I did something wrong. I don't know. I don't remember. I pissed him off. Oh, maybe it's because I was doing spit wads, but I did
Oh,
something.
okay. Well, I guess if you were
But
spitting wads, the punishment might be appropriate because you had to chew the wads anyway.
yeah,
And then
so
you spit back at him. Easy. Fucking.
the thing is, I'm not really sure. It could have been spit wads, but I did obviously something, and he made me do that, and I mad dogged him the entire time. And he's like, "Don't be giving me that look." And in my mind, I'm just like, "Oh, you motherfucking tiny faced fuck."
You fucking elf looking ass motherfucker.
um, I know I shared this one to some of the other guys. Um, it was fourth or fifth grade, and my friend Devonte was to my left of me, and I think we were like movie time, and I pulled out my solid um, forged casing of a toy gun that you get for like 50 cents in a vending machine. You can't shoot, you can't do anything. The only thing that could happen is it's a choking hazard for babies. And what does Devonte do? He goes, "Oh, Miss Guyona, Austin has a gun." She stands up and hits the fucking panic button. So the principal comes down and the school resource officer comes down. They're like, what's going on? They're like, "Austin has a gun." And I'm like, "This is the gun." And I got suspended for like 2 weeks for it.
Dude,
That's gay as
hey,
fuck,
dude.
dude.
Okay, so like when I was in kindergarten, before Columbine, right?
Yeah.
Like we used to have a day called Weapon Day, where like
What?
it was encouraged for kids to bring their toy guns and toy swords and duke it out.
Man, when I was in
Like
Wisconsin,
but
I
that
didn't
was
have
like
that.
way before Columbine. That was probably in like 95,
Hold on.
94. Yeah, 95 probably.
When did Columbine happen? I
90.
was
That
still in
happened in 99.
99, so I was still in Wisconsin from 93 till 95. So I did grade school to some extent, and we didn't have that. The only thing really rememberable to me was my crush, um, the fake sex that I experienced, and beating up
That's normal.
beating up my bully in class in front
Yeah.
of everybody.
Maybe not
Dude, you know
that.
what's funny about that weapon day too? No one got hurt. Like there was no
Really?
kid
Wow,
like fucking crying and some shit. Like everyone like brought like those pirate swords and you know
different
those ones that
times, man.
bend
Yeah,
like
the
back in the
flimsy.
day. Yeah, like you bring those. People brought like fucking those like laser sound guns and shit. And, like everyone was like shooting and like
Pew pew.
fighting each
Pew
other.
pew bang bang. Pew pew.
The closest thing that I experienced to like bring your own weapon day to school was during uh, prank years in high school for like senior pranks, junior pranks, and
Yeah.
then there's a text message being passed around the entire student body of the school saying, "Hey, also freshmen and sophomores, ditch during senior ditch day." And for some reason, the 5 students that got called in blamed it on me, and I didn't know a single one of them. And the dean tried to take my phone and hook it up to this quote unquote machine to retrieve the deleted messages. And I was smart. I was a smartass. And I was smart enough to know that that was a lie. The only way you can get deleted messages or access to them is by calling the cell phone provider and paying for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not giving you my phone. I'm not doing nothing. Call my mom. And my mom was livid. She cussed her fat ass out and all this stuff and took me home. She's like, "You're not taking my son's motherfucking phone. Who the fuck do you think you are, you fat bitch?" I don't think she called her fat bitch, but it was, it was, she was pissed. Um, and it ended up turning out that she was racist towards foreign exchange students.
Fuck.
And in my sophomore year, our buildings are like 500, 600, 800, 3 stories. She fell down the first story double set of stairs. Nobody helped her. Everybody just laughed at her. And then I found out when either I either left my Central High School after my first or second senior dropout, and then I went to a charter school that all the work was done on computers. And guess what? My average was B and A's, whereas to the school I left, I was a C minus average,
Yeah.
which proved that either my learning abilities were still a thing, and that the way I learned, I couldn't learn how teaching was traditionally done back then. So growing up as a kid and in high school, I had to do these special ed classes, and I enjoyed it. It got me out of normal class, and the special ed classes were just random weird stuff. Like this one lady, she was a black woman, older, very sweet. She trained all of her student clients, or whatever you want to call them, how to train our peripheral vision. So now I have this crazy wicked peripheral vision now that comes in handy so much.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice,
Um,
dude.
but the last high school I went to and had to leave because I aged out of it um, was called Deer Valley. And at that point in time, I was sick and tired of school. I was tired of being fucked over by the system, and I ditched most of the time. And I fought their school rule of hats. For a hat to classify as a hat, it has to have a bill. Well, beanies don't have a bill. They have a fold, if anything. I'm like,
Yeah.
this doesn't count as a hat. Me being a smartass. I did this at Central and I won. Fought them for 2 years and they stopped bothering me about it.
Nice, dude.
I always chuckle at my smartass tenacity when I was younger. I was the evil little shit in grade school. But anyways, that was an ongoing battle. And then I was I was getting older and I was just like I don't fit in. It's like I didn't have any really friends to talk to. I hated going to fucking class. And finally they called my mom and I to discuss what else I'm going to be doing about school. And I don't remember what word they used, but they called me a retard in a more fancy term. And they thought I wouldn't know. I'm like, did you just really call me retarded, even though I'm clearly not diagnosed with autism? There's a difference between being
They
retarded and
just,
being lazy
yeah, I've seen that happen before.
and
Like most of the
me
special
not
ed
liking.
classes at my school, like they weren't full of retarded kids. They were just full of
Like
Yeah,
kids who
fucking
like
lazy kids.
they were like full of
me
like
and
just the kids who didn't want to do their fucking homework or fucking like they they
me
weren't
and
most of them weren't dumb. They just fucking didn't do what they were supposed to do.
see with me with school. See, let's start from Wisconsin. They color coded us by desk colors, and each color dictated like a level progression. And I kept staying at the low level progression because I kept refusing to say the name of the colors. I would say the name of the color, but not the color that she wanted me to purposefully. I don't remember why, but that was like my thing growing up
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they were treating me like I was retarded, but I wasn't retarded. I was just um, I don't know if this is going to count anymore because I got diagnosed with this learning disability in early Y2K. Times have changed then, so it's probably not even probably don't even have it anymore, or it's probably changed. But back then it was called encoding, decoding, process, and retrieval. So basically, to try to nutshell it, what I see being taught, I take it into my head and I got to decode it. So when I'm seeing it, I'm encoding it, and then in my head, I'm decoding it, and then processing that, what I just encoded and decoded, and then implementing what I just encoded and decoded to do my work.
Yeah.
And that made learning very extremely hard for me. And the way teaching was and still traditionally done today, I can't learn that way. I because of that, I don't know how to multiply. I don't know how to divide. I don't know geometry. Um, I really don't know anything
It's alright. You
except
just
for
use a calculator.
except for well,
I
yeah,
know. We can calculate
well,
it
yeah,
better.
nowadays, but like going through grade school and high school, having to deal with those being called those things in fancier terms, thinking I want to know what the fuck they're saying to me, just pissed me off. It made me hate the system, and it's like I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think it's bullshit that our lives become dictated by a score, by a letter score, and determines how well we're going to do later on.
Well, depending on
Yeah,
what you're gonna do,
it's
some
stupid.
most of that, like, okay, so my older brother, uh, he's got his doctorate and
Yeah,
PhD in like chemistry and science,
yeah.
and he went to school for like 12 years for that, like
Oh shit.
college,
Yeah,
and
Ooh.
he said
that's enough
that
time.
like 90% of the shit is all bullshit. He's
Yeah,
like, I'm never
just
gonna
like
use it type thing.
yeah,
I know, like fucking algebra, dude. When the
And
fuck am I
like
gonna use
a
algebra?
he's like a PhD and a doctorate, and he's literally saying like,
oh,
yeah, like I just had to do all that other bullshit because like otherwise I wouldn't have
dude,
been able to get the PhD. But like he's like, dude, I'd never use any of the shit but the science and the chemistry and maybe some of the math sometimes.
yeah, because unless you're Walter White, you're not going to use the full extent of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Um,
I'm gonna cook meth now. Use it up. What? Hey.
crap, I was going to say, What was the topic we were on?
School.
Oh
Fuck. What do you
yeah,
call it again?
yeah, the disability. So when I was in high school, I picked all the classes I wanted for my freshman year, and I got none of them. They gave me fucking whatever, and that fucked up my whole education from that point forward.